Hi everybody!
Hi, my name is Mark, and it is the most possible that you never thought to play Sweet Child of Mine like this.
What sorcery is this?
Pretty cool, right? Using natural harmonics is one of those things that we usually don't think much about. Sure, we may use them when we're ending a song, or even during a song, like in the beginning of Nothing Else Matters, when you do those little harmonics on the 12th fret, but this is kind of different. And I can guarantee you, if you're not used to using natural harmonics when you're playing, this can help you out quite a lot. And before we go through with this, I just want to say that I didn't really make up this arrangement. And I'm not saying this guy did it, but I saw this guy doing it. I saw Patrick Souza, or in the English pronunciation, Patrick Souza, so dumb, which is this awesome Brazilian guitar player that I follow on Instagram. And you've probably seen it before if you've seen that video of Steve Vai jamming with his son. That's not really his son, but sounds quite like him. So he got denominated as his son. Yeah, that video.
I do not understand.
I do. I understood that reference.
I saw that guy doing this and I was like,
oh my god, that's really cool.
And then I tried to learn it for myself, and I'm sharing this with you guys with two main goals. One, so that you can play this arrangement of Sweet Child of Mine and learn a little bit more on how to use natural harmonics and which notes correspond to which frets and whatever. And second of all, share Patrick's work. Yeah, I know he's got much more followers than I do, and he certainly doesn't need my help to get much more of an audience, but still, I thought this was a cool topic to talk about, and of course I need to give credits to the guy that inspired me to do this.
Seems okay.
So yeah, now we can proceed with the lesson. But before we go through with it, I just want to say that please subscribe to my channel. YouTube's been acting a little bit weird lately. Even if you subscribe to a channel, you still really may not be notified of that channel's content. And that channel's videos may really not show up in your subscription box. So if you want to stay tuned to my content and the content of your favorite creators, not only subscribe but turn on all the notifications. Not just occasional notifications which are set as default, you really gotta turn on all the notifications. And even if you don't care for none of that, stay tuned till the end of the video. I have a giveaway you might be interested in. And it involves subscribing to my channel, turning on the notifications, and perhaps following me on social media. Oh, and while you're down there, please leave a like, and perhaps consider checking out some of my other videos. Perhaps you'd like to check out this really bad pop song as all the jazz chord shapes? Or even maybe how to make scales and create new licks? And lastly but not leastly, how to get effects from your guitar without really having effects pedals? All of those videos will be on the description below, on the card section right there, and on the annotations of the end screen. So please, stay tuned.
We'll see about that.
Okay, I guess now we can get straight into it. Okay, so before we go, just a little note. The original song is, of course, tuned a half step down. But because many of you will be tuned in the standard tuning, I will also be playing in the standard tuning. Also, I should profess that, even though I'm playing with a dirty sound, while you practice this arrangement, you should practice it with a clean tone, not just with a dirty tone. Sure, at first it may feel good to play all of your harmonics with a dirty sound, but it is also really important to practice with a clean sound. If your harmonics don't sound clear when you're playing with a clean sound, you should probably practice them a little bit more. Okay, so let's hear the arrangement again, then let's check it out a little bit slower with some tabs. For all of you noobs who can't figure it out by ear nor look at my fingers. By the way, in the tabs you'll see, when it says the 7th fret or the 9th fret or whichever fret it is, in this situation it means to play the harmonic of that fret, not the actual note. So when it says 7 on the 4th string, you're not supposed to play, you're actually supposed to play. Okay, so let's get on with it. Okay, before we go on, I can't stress this enough. It's really fucking hard to play this. Sure, everyone cares about their sweep picking and making it really fast. Trust me, all of you shredders, this is really much more harder to play. And for those of you who actually practice this and make yourselves able to play this, film yourself playing it and tag me on Instagram. I'll check it out and repost it. Okay, so the song is around the key of D major. And D major is really a cool key to play, because all of your harmonics are in the key of D major. The E's are in the key of D major as the 9th. The A's are also in the key of D major as the 5th. The D's, of course, are in the key of D major, and the G's as well. And the B's, of course, as the 6th. And you can also play the F sharp, the 3rd of D major, as a harmonic. So you have tons of notes to work around with. And if you're not really sure of which notes correspond to which harmonic and which fret, I have a video where I talk about things that you could easily employ on guitar already, but you're not really doing it. AKA things you're already able to play, but you're not really playing on guitar. It's in the card section, you can check it out right there. And in that video I go over it with much more detail. But for the purpose of this lesson, let's just say that all of your open strings have an octave harmonic on the 12th fret, and have a 2-octave harmonic on the 5th fret. Then, when you have an open string, if you play a harmonic on the 7th fret of the string below, you'll get the same note an octave up. So in this case, E. If you go to the A string and play on the 7th fret, you'll get E an octave up. You only get a slight variation when it comes from your G to your B string because of it being tuned in a 3rd instead of a 4th. So that narrows it down quite a bit, because if you look at the switch out of mine riff, the first 2 notes, you have a D right here, then you have a D an octave higher. So you just found this D in a harmonic, here it is, then you look for that other D an octave up. There it is. If you check it out, the next note is an A. Well, the A is also an open string, so it also has a harmonic. So you can go for the harmonic on the 7th fret, which is the exact same note. And go... Pretty sweet, right? Can you see the full picture now? Since I've played it before and will play again, and you had those tabs earlier in the video, instead of me teaching you the song note by note, I'll just share some tips on playing it. So let's just play it again slower and then faster. As I said before, it's a really hard to play arrangement. First of all, it's pretty confusing, because you're playing stuff where you go down the neck, but the notes get higher, then you go up the neck and the notes get lower at first, and if you're not focused, it can get pretty confusing. Then second of all, since the bass notes change from D to E to G, and those D, E, and G notes aren't findable as a harmonic on the same string, you don't really have a picking pattern that is as obvious. And there's a lot of cross-picking involved, aka alternate picking with that pendulum-like motion that guys like Martin Miller and Andy Wood and John Petrucci do a lot. Also, something I should share with you guys is that once you practice it for a while and you get the under your fingers, you'll start to speed it up. Then what will happen is that you'll enter the, as I like to call it, autopilot mode. When you're kind of getting to know what you're doing and you think you already know how to do what you're supposed to do, and then you end up playing it, well, I wouldn't say wrong, but at least not really that correctly. And in this case, what will happen is that your fingers will not really exactly land on top of the frets. If you land exactly on top of the fret, you'll get a long-lasting sounding harmonic. If you land just a little bit below, you'll still get the harmonic, but it won't be as loud. See? The same thing with all of those other harmonics. So we really gotta focus. When I try to play this fast, my eyes go crazy looking upwards and downwards, and where's the pinky finger going, and where's the index finger going, and where am I supposed to land, and which string I'm on. It's pretty crazy. But again, you may find it easier to do than I do. Another thing I should add is, when it comes to playing with harmonics, even if you can kinda play it fast and not be that sloppy, like, there's a difference between playing and play. You can hear the harmonics on the second version, but they're not as clear and they're not as punchy as in the first example. And if you just practice at your own speed and without really paying close attention, instead of getting a clear sound, you'll kinda get something like... You'll kinda hear more than the harmonic itself. But again, what I'm trying to teach you is pretty hard and demands a lot of practice, but I decided to show you guys this too anyways. If you want to get a little bit crazier, you can try and figure out the rest of the song on harmonics. For instance, that first solo of... You could perhaps play it like... And even if you think, oh, this is just a random exercise, or a random way to play the Sweet Child of Mine that I will not actually use or something, knowing all of these positions for harmonics and getting used to play harmonics can get really helpful. For instance, you can start playing licks like... Or maybe you can try to implement those harmonics into your own songwriting. Who knows?
Oh, well, what if I said, well, if you... Yeah.
Thank you so very much for watching. I hope this video was helpful to you in any way possible. And if it was, please leave me a comment below. Do you have anything to add to this discussion? Do you have any suggestions for videos or what kind of content I should make? Was there something I missed, something I should have said? Don't forget to leave it in a comment below.
It's not gonna happen!
As always, I'm giving away free one-on-one Skype lessons, and anyone can enter. But they are limited though, so you gotta be fast. And all you have to do to win one free Skype lesson and discounts on future lessons is to subscribe to my channel, turn on all the notifications, follow me on Instagram, like my Facebook page, and then DM me on one of the social media with screenshots proving that you did everything mentioned before. And yeah, I guess that's it. Again, thank you so very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on all the notifications. Don't forget to follow me and Patrick on social media. Perhaps check some of my other videos after this one, and cheers!